JBone here, and I've got everything you need to know before you watch this weekend's iconic 2025 Monaco Grand Prix, including a recap of this past weekend's Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix at Imola, which is where we're going to start right now. JBone! Here are the biggest results from the 2025 F1 Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix weekend. First and foremost, you had Red Bull driver Max Verstappen winning at Imola thanks to a 100% flawless drive that kicked off with one of the greatest lap 1 turn 1 overtakes you will literally ever see. Max went from looking like he'd be in P3 after turn 1 to flying into P1 in a matter of seconds, thanks to a late-breaking 100% commitment dive around the outside of Oscar Piastri that saw Max take the lead and stay in command the entire rest of the race. What a drive for Max Verstappen. Max now has more wins than Lando Norris this season and is officially back in the 2025 World Drivers' Championship title fight. The two McLarens rounded out the podium, with Lando Norris finishing ahead of Oscar Piastri despite Piastri's pole position on account of Lando's tire strategy winding up being the better one come the end of the race. P4 went to the Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton, a season-best Grand Prix finish for him, and a result made even more impressive considering he started the race P12 and was also P6 as late in the race as lap 60 of 63. P5 went to Williams' Alex Albon, an absolutely incredible result for Albon and Williams, who are cementing themselves as F1's best of the rest, aka 5th place team at the moment. Albon was very close to P4 even, but that moment that he had with Leclerc on lap 60 let Hamilton overtake Albon, even though Leclerc ended up giving Albon the place back and thus taking P6 for himself. I personally think that Leclerc may have gotten away without a penalty if he had not let Albon past, but the risk was too big for Ferrari, as a 5-second penalty for Leclerc would have meant that he lost multiple positions thanks to the late race safety car bunching up the pack behind them. P7 went to Mercedes' George Russell after a tough race where George started P3 and got an incredible race start before being blocked by Piastri at turn 1 and then dropping down the order during the race due to bad luck. This was Russell's first Grand Prix result outside the top 5 all season long, which is wild, but all good things must come to an end. P8 went to Williams' Carlos Sainz to make it a double points finish for the resurgent Williams team, who are super fun to watch and are looking very quick. P9 went to V-Carb rookie Isaac Hadjar, who had a mega consistent weekend and is making a case for being the most impressive rookie of the first half of the season when you take the car into account. More on that later. And P10 impressively went to Yuki Tsunoda, who went from walking away from a horrific-looking crash during qualifying to starting the race P20 from the pit lane to finishing in the points after charging through the field and benefiting from solid strategy and timing. As far as interesting results from outside the top 10 go, Fernando Alonso is still pointsless in 2025, despite starting the race P5 thanks to an incredible qualifying performance, and he had a lot to say about this whole situation during the race. Franco Colapinto finished P16 in a forgettable first race weekend with Alpine that saw him have a big crash in qualifying, and also, sadly, hometown hero Kimi Antonelli had arguably the worst weekend of his F1 career at his first home Grand Prix. Next up, here's how JBones' F1 Rookie of the Year race is looking after the Imola weekend. As a reminder, I, JBone, am judging the F1 rookies all season long based on their performances relative to their cars, not just points scored. After each race, I award my last place rookie 0 points and my first place rookie 5 points, and the winner of JBone's F1 Rookie of the Year race will be the rookie with the most points come the end of the season. Here's how my 2025 rookie standings looked entering the Imola weekend. Rest in peace to Jack Doohan's Rookie of the Year title hopes. And here are my Imola rookie rankings that will not include Franco Colapinto, because due to how F1 categorizes rookies, he is technically not one, as he did not start the season on the grid. Don't blame me, blame F1. In last place, it's former Alpine rookie Jack Doohan because he no longer has a seat in F1. In 5th place, it's V-Carb rookie Liam Lawson, who failed to make Q2 in a car that his less experienced rookie teammate Isaac Hadjar put into Q3, and who then didn't do much during the race. In 4th place, give me Mercedes rookie Kimi Antonelli, who had a miserable first home race weekend in Italy that saw him qualify P13 in a car that his teammate put on the second row. In 3rd place, I've got Ollie Behrman, who would have made Q2 if not for a poorly timed red flag, but who then didn't do anything during the race. In 2nd place, I have Gabby Bortoletto, who, despite also not doing anything during the race, did make Q2 in the awful Sauber car, which deserves some praise. And in 1st place, it is V-Carb rookie Isaac Hadjar, who qualified P9 and finished the race P9 in what was an incredibly consistent and high-performing weekend for a driver who continues to impress and also who continues to cement his status as Red Bull's next second driver when that inevitably happens, maybe this year, I don't know. So here are the updated JBones F1 Rookie of the Year race standings after Imola. let me know your thoughts on them in the comments. And while you're commenting, it would be awesome if you could toss this video a like. I'm trying to hit 6,000 likes on it so that YouTube likes JBone more and also shows my race previews and recaps to more people this season than last season. It's 100% free to like this video, and it really does help me out in a big way, so thank you for considering doing so. JBone! Our final order of business before we move on to discussing the upcoming Monaco Grand Prix, we need to talk about how my 3 bona fide F1 Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix race predictions ended up. Do we have to, actually? Do we have to? We do? Okay, great. My first race prediction was that Lando Norris would win the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. I think that it may officially be time for me to retire this prediction for the time being, seeing as Max Verstappen now has more wins than Lando Norris this season, so maybe I'm putting my faith in the wrong direction here. I don't know. If I was a smart bone, I would have just made this prediction, Lando to finish ahead of Oscar, which still would have been bold, yet would have come true. But alas, I am a dumb bone. My second race prediction was that George Russell would not finish on the Grand Prix podium for just the 3rd time this season. And ding ding, JBone got that one right. JBone! Don't get mad at me, Mercedes fans. Get mad at Oscar Piastri because apparently this is all his fault. My third race prediction was that Haas would finish in the points after back-to-back race weekends outside of them. And in a cruel, cruel twist of fate, Haas ended up having the worst weekend of any team by qualifying P18 and P19 and then having results of DNF and P17. Pain. You can buy that merch in the link in the description. Looks like my Haas delusion syndrome has once again failed me somehow. Who could have seen that coming? But fortunately, because I have Haas delusion syndrome, I have complete and utter faith that soon, very soon, maybe even, Haas will achieve an incredible result that validates all of my belief in them. That puts me at 8 for 21, aka 38% on the season thus far with my predictions. However, I am not L-Bone just yet, as I am not eligible to become L-Bone until we have entered the second half of the F1 season. So I still have some time, a little bit of time, to right the ship before the thought of becoming L-Bone once again becomes my entire life. By the way, because my name is still JBone and not L-Bone, do not comment L-Bone on this video, because I will read it and it will make me upset, so do not comment L-Bone. Alright, enough about Imola. It is time to look ahead and talk about this weekend's legendary Monaco Grand Prix. But first, a new business is oftentimes called a small business, but there is nothing small about starting your own company. My partner Shopify knows this because they were once a small business too, and that is why they are who you should trust to help you with your small business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started like maybe yours. Tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. Shopify makes the marketing minefield easy with built-in tools for running social media and email campaigns so you can find new customers and keep them. And if you are looking to grow your business internationally, Shopify has global selling tools to help you in over 150 countries. In person, more your thing? Shopify's award-winning point of sale connects your online and offline sales all in one place. With 99.99% uptime and the best converting checkout on the planet, you'll never miss a sale again, only with Shopify. Get all the big stuff for your small business right with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/fbone. Go to shopify.com/fbone, shopify.com/fbone. All right, it is now time to talk about the Monaco Grand Prix, but first, a little wardrobe change. Woo! Wow, what a topical shirt. Look at this, 2025 Monaco Circuit. The Monaco Grand Prix weekend starts this Friday, May 23rd, which will consist of free practices 1 and 2. Saturday, May 24th will consist of free practice 3 and qualifying, and Sunday, May 25th will consist of a parade of cars through the streets of Monaco. Or will it? Many people call the Monaco Grand Prix the world's most boring car race, and those people are 100% correct. For now, let me explain. The reason why the Monaco Grand Prix is currently considered boring is precisely because of the storied history that made the Monaco Grand Prix so prestigious in the first place. You see, while the Circuit de Monaco's layout is pretty much the exact same as it was back when Formula One first raced on the streets of Monaco back in 1950, the cars competing in the Monaco Grand Prix have changed so much since then that they are pretty much unrecognizable. When F1 first raced in Monaco 75 years ago, the cars were about 12 feet or 3.7 meters long and 4.5 feet or 1.4 meters wide. F1 cars in 2025, on the other hand, are about 18.5 feet or 5.6 meters long and 6.5 feet or 2 meters wide. This means F1 cars in 2025 are over twice as big as they were in 1950, yet still have to try and maneuver around the pretty much unchanged Monaco circuit that was already considered narrow and tricky to drive for the smaller 1950 cars. Because of all this, it should come as no surprise that recent editions of the Monaco Grand Prix have featured very little overtaking, as modern-day F1 cars just have little to no room to jockey for position and attempt overtakes. However, after years of complaining fans, Formula One has finally decided to try and do something about the Monaco Grand Prix's boringness, and it is being tried out for the first time at this weekend's 2025 Monaco Grand Prix. In an effort to introduce more room for strategy and chaos, and thus hopefully reduce boringness, F1 has mandated that every team make at least 2 pit stops during the race this weekend, whereas normal races only require 1 pit stop. Will this plan work and thus make the Monaco Grand Prix no longer boring? Only time will tell. If they wanted to make sure that the Monaco Grand Prix was no longer boring forever, race organizers would simply replace all the real F1 cars with the Lego F1 cars for the Miami Grand Prix Drivers Parade, but as of now, I do not think that's going to happen, unfortunately, so hopefully their plan also works. The F1 Monaco Grand Prix's Circuit of Monaco is 3.337 kilometers or 2.07 miles in length, and the Monaco Grand Prix will be contested over the course of 78 laps around its 19 turns. If you do the math there, you will realize something. You'll realize that the total race distance is actually below the FIA's mandated 190-mile or 305-kilometer minimum race distance for F1 races. Monaco is the only race that's allowed to be below that minimum, and it has to do with how in the olden days, drivers actually could not cover the full race distance within F1's 2-hour time limit due to how twisty and turny the Circuit de Monaco is. Modern-day F1 cars can, however, so maybe they'll change this one day, and arguably they should change it now just for the sake of making every Grand Prix equal race distance. Due to its unique location in one of the most beautiful and unique cityscapes on Earth, the Circuit de Monaco has some of the most famous turns, chicanes, and sections in all of Formula One, and arguably all of motorsport. The most famous parts of the circuit are Turn 4, named Casino, which goes right outside the legendary Monte Carlo Casino, Turn 6, the Grand Hotel Hairpin, which is one of, if not the most iconic corners in all of Formula One. It's a very tight hairpin, and it's said to be the slowest corner in F1, with cars taking it going only about 31 miles an hour or 50 kilometers per hour. There's Turn 9 Tunnel. It's literally a tunnel. Yeah. Turns 10 and 11, known as the Nouvelle Chicane. This is that super tight left-right chicane after the tunnel, where cars always get really close to or even touch the wall. And then also just every part of the circuit that goes by the harbor with its mega yachts and insanely beautiful scenery that make the Monaco Grand Prix what it is in terms of a globally recognized luxury destination. Next up, here are 2 more storylines to follow for the 2025 F1 Monaco Grand Prix to go along with that huge storyline I mentioned earlier about it being a mandatory 2-stop race this year. Your first storyline, Max Verstappen is officially very much back in the 2025 F1 World Drivers' Championship title fight. By winning the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix at Imola, Red Bull Racing driver Max Verstappen not only now has more 2025 race wins than Lando Norris, who led the championship for much of the early season, but Max also is now just 11 points behind Lando and 22 points behind championship leader Oscar Piastri in the current World Drivers' Championship standings. This means Max Verstappen, who won the last 4 World Drivers' Championships in a row, but was all but counted out to repeat this season due to McLaren's recent dominance, is firmly in the title fight now with a ton of the season left. Max could even be leading the championship after this weekend if he wins the race and, say, the 2 McLaren drivers crash into each other like McLaren CEO Zach Brown predicts they will at some point this season as they both fight to be world champion. Gosh, if that happens, I'm going to look really smart. With the upgrades on his Red Bull car at Imola, Max Verstappen looked very much like the Max that we saw cakewalk to the championship each of the last 3 seasons, and I really think that he's going to shake things up in the Drivers' Championship that looked like it would be fought out only between the 2 McLaren drivers. Do you think that Max has a shot at winning the 2025 World Drivers' Championship? Let me, JBones, know in the comments. Go comment right now. Your second storyline is Ferrari F1 driver Charles Leclerc about to shock the world. Last season in Monaco, Charles Leclerc, who is from Monaco himself, won the Monaco Grand Prix after years of disappointing results there at his home race to break what was called the Monaco curse and become the first Monegasque driver to win their home race since Louis Chiron in 1931, which was 19 years before F1 even existed. It led to some of the most iconic Monaco Grand Prix scenes ever, such as the super yachts blasting their horns for him on his final lap, his celebratory scream, and the iconic image of him diving into the harbor afterwards. While Leclerc certainly shocked the world last season with his home Grand Prix win, it would definitely be even more shocking if he were to repeat and make it back-to-back Monaco Grand Prix home victories by winning this season. Why? Because unlike last season, where Leclerc already had 4 podiums headed into Monaco, he only has 1 podium this season headed into Monaco due to Ferrari struggling early in the season. However, Ferrari are coming off an Imola race weekend that definitely showed that their recent upgrades have promise, and I think it's certainly possible that the car is in a place to where Leclerc, who is one of the best Monaco qualifiers ever, can put it in pole and then convert that pole into a race win even with the mandatory 2-stop strategy. Do you think Leclerc will make it back-to-back Monaco wins this weekend? Let me know in the comments. Next up, here are JBones F1 Monaco Grand picks, brought to you by Grid Rivals Picks Game. Grid Rivals Picks Game gives race fans like you and me the chance to turn our F1 knowledge into money simply by making correct race predictions on the Grid Rival app. And here are my Grid Rival picks for this weekend's Monaco Grand Prix that I'm hoping to turn into some dough. My first Monaco Grand pick is Charles Leclerc to finish P4 or better. I mean, come on here. Hometown hero Charles Leclerc has been on pole in Monaco 3 of the last 4 years, and he won the race last year. Of course I'm picking him to finish P4 or better. My second pick is Kimi Antonelli to finish P7 or worse. Kimi's coming off a rough race weekend in Imola and headed right into a tricky circuit that he only managed to finish P7 at in Formula 2, so I think he may have another down weekend in Monaco. My third pick is Esteban Ocon to finish P15 or better. This is solely based on the fact that Esti Besti managed to qualify P4 at Monaco in 2023 and then convert that into a podium finish. Because of that, P15 or better seems very possible. And my final pick is Fernando Alonso to finish P11 or better. Alonso qualified an insane P5 last week and is trending upwards, so I like him to finish P11 or better in Monaco, a circuit that he finished P2 at just 2 years ago. If all 4 of these hit, I'll be turning $5 into $50, and whether you want to follow my Grid Rival Monaco Grand picks, do the exact opposite of them because you think I'm wrong, or you want to make your own entirely different picks, you can get a $100 deposit match when you use my code BONE on the Grid Rival app, which you can download through the unique download link in the description now. Terms and conditions and age and location restrictions apply, and lines may have changed since this recording. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, here are my 3 bona fide race predictions for the 2025 F1 Monaco Grand Prix. I'm currently sitting at an insanely bad 8 for 21 on the season. Yes, you heard that right. So I need these to all be correct so that people stop calling me L-Bone as soon as possible. My first race prediction is that Max Verstappen will win the Monaco Grand Prix. We all know that Max is capable of otherworldly qualifying laps in Monaco based on what he did 2 years ago, and after seeing how truly incredible he drove at Imola this past weekend with those Red Bull upgrades, I think he keeps the ball rolling in Monaco to make it back-to-back wins. My second race prediction is that Charles Leclerc will finish on the podium at the Monaco Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc is one of the best Monaco qualifiers ever, and now that he broke the Monaco curse by winning last year's race, I think he does not experience awful luck like he often has in Monaco, and instead turns a solid qualifying performance on Saturday into a podium on Sunday. And my third race prediction is that Fernando Alonso will score his first points of the season at the Monaco Grand Prix. Alonso qualified a remarkable P5 last weekend in Imola, and despite the fact that he was not able to convert that into his first points finish of the season, it's definitely a sign that points are imminent for Alonso. Considering he's won Monaco twice and finished P2 there as recently as 2 years ago, I love Monaco to give Alonso his first points of 2025. Now for the most important part of this video, what are your predictions for the 2025 Monaco Grand Prix? Let me see them in the comments. Go comment right now. Seriously, go. Do it. Do it. And last but not least, here is my prediction for the top 5 finishers in the 2025 Monaco Grand Prix with zero reasoning nor explanation. P5, George Russell. P4, Oscar Piastri. P3, Lando Norris. P2, Charles Leclerc. And P1, Max Verstappen. Toss me a subscription now and ring that notification bell so that you will get my combined Monaco Grand Prix recap and Spanish Grand Prix preview video next week right when it drops. And while you're doing that, don't forget to like this video so that YouTube likes me more. It seriously really helps me out just by liking this video. Special shout out to my top YouTube channel members, Joe Max's #1 hater Snow, Brian Linton, Wolfsels Racing, Waffleabacus, Melissa Cruz, Amar Zuber, The Tater, and David Hake. Mash that join button just below this video to get your name shouted out right here in future videos. And also, if you want to join 1,000 plus F1 fans in the free to join Formula Bone Discord community, you can go do that through the join link in the description. Until next time, folks, JBones! JBones!